In today's episode, we are going over why you should not be drinking any alcohol if you are trying to heal up your gut. So stick around as we dive deeper into this. Welcome to the Kaleidoscope, a podcast dedicated to you becoming the CEO of your health. And now a word from our sponsor. Finding a quality probiotic can be a challenge. I know firsthand. I've gone through at least a dozen different probiotics and I was never satisfied with the outcome. That changed when I found Just Thrive. Just Thrive has been an outstanding company that has put years into producing a high-quality probiotic. Just Thrive probiotics are spore form and contain a patent strain called Bacillus indicus HU36. The spores in Just Thrive have been successfully used to enhance digestive health in the pharmaceutical market for over 50 years. Don't just take my word for it. There are over thousands of 5-star reviews talking about how amazing Just Thrive is and how it's helped them with their gut health. For my listeners today, head on over to justthrive.com and use the promo code Colitis to save 15% on all your orders. So, alcohol. It is one of the hardest things I think that people have to give up besides maybe coffee, but really most people that have a GI issue typically do still have a drink every now and then. And what I'm trying to tell you in this episode is that you may need to avoid any type of alcohol for maybe a couple weeks, maybe a couple months. Everyone is always different, but there are multiple reasons why you should be avoiding alcohol, especially when you already have a leaky gut or any type of autoimmune disease such as ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, things along those lines, because as most people do not realize is that alcohol kills bacteria, and alcohol doesn't know if you're a good guy, a bad guy. It just kills anything that's bacterial wise when it goes into the system. Now, that being said, you would think, well, shouldn't it equal out if it's killing good and bad? The thing is that sometimes some of the bad bacteria, if there already are some loose junctions in our gut itself, they're able to almost hide themselves and therefore evade any type of alcohol that's coming into the system. And therefore, that is why sometimes they're able to run rampant when you have any type of issues such as ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, and again, so on and so on. And this is why it is very important to then avoid any type of alcohol, because if you already have that tight or leaky gut syndromes going on, again, having alcohol is just going to increase that leaky gut syndrome, and therefore it's going to be a vicious cycle leading to more and more symptoms and health issues, whether that's constipation, diarrhea, bleeding, bloating, anything that can happen from pretty much having a leaky gut. So like I said, if you're able to avoid the bacteria or the alcohol, that is going to be very beneficial. Like I said, easier said than done, because I know the holidays are coming up. There's Thanksgiving, there's Christmas, or whatever you guys celebrate. And therefore, most people are going to say, oh, you should come out for a drink, or we should go get drinks at some point. It's going to be difficult, but if you're able to have the willpower and say no, your gut is going to thank you. Now, again, if you're already feeling pretty good, maybe 1-2 drinks isn't going to hurt you too much. But what I would recommend then, if you are having any type of drinks in, is to avoid any type of sugary drinks, because as we know as well, sugar feeds bad bacteria. So you're almost doing a double whammy to your gut itself if you're having some type of sugary drink. So again, let's say a margarita or something that is just doused in sugar. And there's plenty of other options out there that I'm just using this one as of right now. Again, you're doing a double whammy to your gut, and therefore it may be the one spark that ignites the entire inflammation in your gut, and therefore again can lead to a lot of health issues. Now, the other thing with alcohol that most people sometimes think about and maybe sometimes don't think about is the fact that there's a brain, gut, liver axis. Now, again, I don't think most people think about this when they're drinking a beverage. They're pretty much just drinking it to relax for a day, which I do understand. But what is going on is that our brain connects to our gut. As we all know that, it does that through the vagus nerve and also through some chemicals. But we also have connections with our liver as well. Now, our liver is where we detox the alcohol itself. Now, when our liver is detoxing, though, know, it does increase inflammatory type chemicals in our system because obviously it's trying to get rid of something and therefore it has to kind of do this in a way which again creates some inflammation. That inflammation has to go somewhere, and guess what? If you again have any type of autoimmune disease, you already have excess inflammation. And like I've used this analogy in other episodes, you have a cup that can only be filled up so much. If you keep adding more and more to that cup, eventually the liquid is going to overfill that cup and you're going to have a lot of issues. Same thing with an autoimmune disease. You already have a lot of inflammation in your system, and sometimes your body can handle that. But again, you're pretty much getting to that crossing barrier that you're going to overflow your cup. And the alcohol itself, no real pun intended here because it is a liquid, is going to overflow that cup with inflammation because, again, your liver has to do more. And on top of what I said earlier, it's killing the good bacteria and the bad bacteria in your gut. Now, not to be doom and gloom for this entire episode, I would recommend some things for you though if you do drink some alcohol, because again, there are some things that can help, but you do want to talk to your provider. One of the things though I have noticed that do help some people though is activated charcoal. Now you can get that online, you go to Amazon, things along those lines. That sometimes can help, but also B vitamins. This is going to be a big thing as well because that is going to help your liver as well. You can do more research on that, but those two things can go a long way to help your system if you are planning on having a drink or two, because again, you always want to try to give your body the best capability to take on anything, whether it's self-induced or not, through alcohol or anything else. And like I said, vitamins like that can definitely help you out. And if you are trying to improve your gut health though, again, I do have a protocol. If you do have any questions, always reach out to me. You can email me. You can comment on this podcast. Go to Facebook or even my Instagram. Send me a message. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible because I do have a 90-day program that does help with restoring the gut. It's helped me with my ulcerative colitis, and I know it can help you as well if you are listening to this. Even if you don't have ulcerative colitis, if you're just trying to heal your gut up, this program is right for you because it does go through a 90-day process where it does help restore your gut health. It helps heal everything, get all the inflammation out as much as possible so that way you can start enjoying a healthy life. So that is all I have for you today in this episode. If you did, again, enjoy this episode, make sure to share with people that you care about because obviously there are people out there that do not know about this, and any information can always go a long way to help them heal up their gut. So that is it. And as always, stay healthy.